Hey. So I thought I would shed some light on some of the more profound or deeply embodying experiences I've had with this golden essence or divine creator essence. Back in September, when I did a gorgeous sound healing training, sound ceremony training, it was a total gift to have 2 weeks to just immerse myself in ceremony and ritual and deep meditation and such amazing healing, like the sound vibrations absolutely clearing out my body, my mind's eye, everything. And so I know it was a unique situation, so therefore opened up an opportunity for many other profound experiences to come through. So I'm aware of that. And it was beautiful because I probably hadn't had that length. Like 2 weeks is a long time to be away from your child when they're little. And so I think it was the very first time I'd been away for that length of time. So that many nights of plain sleep is a true gift. But it also was a beautiful time of remembering, a beautiful time of all these experiences that came through. And so many different experiences of this huge body, or this golden essence, this divine creator essence that I've been talking about, and how it continued to play out. All these different visions and stories played out. And so one of them that was worth noting was we were all in a group being led on a meditation, and it was when I had quite possibly the biggest like full body crown chakra kundalini awakening, having had a few of these back in like 2012 or something like around then, and then other ones where I'm aware of where the energy just rises to in the body. This one was like full body and definitely up at the crown, properly hearing the whoosh sounds, which sound really weird, but yeah, so it was like full awakening, and it all happened within the first, like, I don't know, actually I don't even know how long it happened, but it was very short because I was then lucid for the rest of the guided meditation. But yeah, so when this huge divine body kind of awakened, and I shot out and or I don't know where, or shot in, I can't even comprehend where this like sense took place, but I was aware of this huge presence, and how when I like entered and comprehended what this essence was, within like literally a blink of an eye, split second, I was shown the mind's eye, or the third eye, awakening. And essentially I was shown, like, I don't know, like the beginning of creation. How I perceive it was like what it was at the beginning of creation. It was purely just sound, sacred geometry, math, basically. It was color, sound, and design, geometric design. And so it sounds really basic, but it was the most beautiful and intrinsic vision that I have ever seen. There was no, apart from the body itself, the huge body that it was, there was no other personification of beings or anything like that. It was just pure vibration and color, and then geometric design. And so the geometric design that played out was quite simply from the dot, from nothing became two. So 2 circles became the Vesca Pisces. Then from there it continued out on into all the other sacred geometry shapes, seed of life, flower of life, and it continued to just this all happened really within a blink of an eye. So I saw it, just how it all panned out. But essentially, when each of these energies were created, it was how the divine body was created. Even though there is like a divine source, and that is that is like everything. There was no beginning with that. It was like, it was everything, and it still is everything. But then this creation of movement and vibration, and then design and color and everything, that then became an entity that in one way was separate from source, but it just continued because it had this like ripple effect, and it just continued to create. So that beautiful kind of ripple of design that continued to play out essentially was the same thing repeating itself. And I could almost see, like, from the mind's eye, it created something, and then within that, it continued almost like a fountain to like pour out and create multiple other variations and versions of the same first one, and it played out like that. So anyway, it was, for me, I realized that was not just the mind's eye being created, it was every single cell in the body being created, and then that's the divine body. The divine body, all of these cells are actually entities themselves. They became universes and planets and systems all by themselves. Within that, they continued to replicate and fractal out into all of their versions of themselves that had an essence of source, but also an essence of free will, of creation. And so each one, even though it was the exact same pattern, they had the free will of how it played out within that pattern. And so each person comes from this fractal of design. And this isn't knowledge, this isn't new knowledge, this has been spoken about, this is ancient wisdom or ancient esoteric knowledge that is spoken about in various texts. But this is how I experienced it. This is how I got to literally experience this sensation in my body and then in my own mind's eye. And obviously it's lovely to be able to read things. But for me personally, if I can't see it, as in if it's not drawn, I'm way more visual. I get a lot more when I see it. So being able to see this experience pan out, play out, was massively profound. It was, I really got to see how the cycles of energy, it's fractal, and within each fractal of energy is choice of creation, but it also has a cycle that it has to play out. So essentially, what difference does each person's choice make? Because at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing. We're just getting an experience of creating life, creating an experience and letting it play out. And it will cycle, whether that is birth and growth and death and rebirth, however you want to see that phase and that cycle playing out. Within every fractal of source creation energy, there is free will, there is choice to create and let creation play out. So whatever people's choices are, let it play out. And that was a big thing that I was having that realization with. And it's so much easier from a conceptual point. It's so much easier to view things conceptually. I'm very aware of that. And then to actually take that and apply it to your own personal little reality that's the hard part. That's actually the challenge. To just comprehend the conception of what we all are doing is a lovely awareness. But then the challenge is not to complicate it and apply it to our complex lives. It's to take the simplicity of that information, the simplicity of that design, and try imbued simplicity into our complex creations. yeah, so that particular experience that was seriously profound.